Welcome to my podcast, Rashad in Conversation. Today, I'm joined by Abigail Cooper. Abigail is a chartered quality professional leading quality performance and compliance across EMEA at Otis Elevators. A passionate and dynamic self-starter with a strong people focus, she is a keen promoter of right first time and zero defects culture. Abigail is customer obsessed, both internal and external, and supports organizations to deliver value to the external customer while ensuring internal operations are smooth, effective, and value added. With a passion for supporting young people to look into a variety of career paths to suit their individual learning styles, Abigail has been involved in STEM for many years. She has a special interest in encouraging young women into engineering and technical roles to increase gender parity. A strategic thinker, Abigail has strong emotional intelligence with a firm view that if we don't win together, nobody wins. And I have had the pleasure to meeting Abigail in person in Dubai recently, and I'm delighted you're here with us on this conversation. Abigail, hello.
Hi, thank you, Rashad, for the opportunity.
I am absolutely delighted. Now, this is a great passion that you've got and a great career, but of course, that's only my introduction. Why don't you share with our listeners and viewers your career journey? How did it all begin, and how did you get to where you are today?
Sure, it's been a long and varied journey to get to where I am today. So I think when I first went into work after I had my son, I I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I took some qualifications. I started in local government. And I did a variety of roles. So, but everything that I did, I tried to get a qualification in because I thought that was important. So, I worked in property services, I worked in HR, I became an IT trainer in further education colleges in my home city. Never really knew what I wanted to do, but just kept moving through business and applying for roles that I thought I could do. I ended up in working on efficiency programs with a well-known third party, and realized that I wanted to make a difference, make some changes. And I got the opportunity to look and get funded for a master's degree. I was told I could do anything I wanted to do, and the company would pay for it. And because I was working with surveyors, my manager thought, oh, why don't you become a surveyor? And one thing you need to know about me is that I like to be different, and I wanted to do something that other people were not doing, but I also needed to do something that I had a passion for, that was logical to me, and that was really quality. And the reason I got into quality was I was doing some volunteer work, and I came across BS 5750. And I wanted to know what that was, and I was given a couple of books to read, and of course that was the predecessor to ISO 9001. Um, During my master's degree, I realized it had been written for Rolls-Royce. So then I started to apply for jobs in Rolls-Royce. And at that time, they tended to accept people that were in engineering, and I was not an engineer. So I actually got my first job in Rolls-Royce, the submarines business, on my project management qualifications, which I already had. And then eventually I got into civil aerospace, which was my another passion of mine is aerospace, into a range of quality roles. After a few years, I needed a change, so I applied to Otis, which was in my home city, and made it clear there that at some point I would like to work abroad. And the role that I was doing prior to this one came up, which was for the Gulf countries, as head of quality, continuous improvement, and technical training. And then during May last year, my role changed to quality performance and compliance in EMEA. And I'm also the customer advocate for EMEA. So a real diverse journey, lots of qualifications in various areas that I ended up not wanting to work in, but in quality, I absolutely found my passion, something that really drives me getting things right first time, working with colleagues to make things easier, simpler, better, cheaper. So, and here I am today.
But this diverse experience, as you've mentioned, has certainly helped in gaining different systems thinking and understanding how different disciplines operate. And that
Yeah.
had no doubt helped you in your career today as a quality professional.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, one thing I keep going back to, and unfortunately, my book is back in the UK, so hopefully I'll get to see it soon, because I can't remember who it was by. It was by two people, but the underpinning um, piece of my MSc, although it was Management of Quality Excellence, it was the underpinning piece was organizational behavior, and there's so much about change management, even project management in quality. It's such a whatever change you put into an organization starts with people. So I mean, you have people, process, systems, but actually you can't do without people. And if they're not in the right headspace, if they don't believe or understand that what you're doing is for the best, then you can't make a success of that. You will only have partial success. So that underpinning organizational behavior I return to every day.
Hmm. It is definitely very important because without people, how will we ever thrive? Fantastic. So, Abigail, with all of this brilliant experience and where you are today as well, looking after Europe, Middle East, and Africa, so a huge part of the world, what's one success story you're very proud of that you can share it and everybody could listen and enjoy the benefits of it?
I think my experience has shown that it's never too late to find a course or to change course. You and I met with somebody last week who was trying to navigate her career. And I think all of us said, it's never too late, but find something that you are passionate about. And I found my way fairly late, came across BS 5750 probably in my 20s, but it wasn't until I was 39 that I started my master's degree. I was working full time, it was a full time course. But that 2 years was a real pivotal moment for me. Um, I have a real low boredom threshold. I did explain that to you last week. So for me, working across a whole business, because that's where quality is, rather than like one single focus, is great for me. And I love to work with people and I interact with people every day across many time zones. So quality for me fits all my needs, and fits my passion. So I think, they always say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I do work long hours and it's tiring, but I do love it.
And what I love about this, Abigail, is that you have actively chosen to do your master's degree in quality management and do that career shift. And this is really close to my heart because with so many people that I've worked with and that I know across the years, there's always been the notion that quality has been an accidental career move. Whereas to hear somebody that have experienced a diverse discipline of careers and sectors and which helped the foundation and fill up that bulk of experience and then to actively choose quality management and go on to that success is heartwarming. So thank you very much for sharing that. I'm interested in flipping the coin. So we talked about that key success that was sort of your proud moment. Has there been any incident or situation where you've deployed quality principles, be it governance, assurance, or improvement, and that saved the day?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few instances recently and also in, working for different employers that, we focus a lot in quality on audits and quality checks. And often, um, it's the actions that follow that will make the difference. And we get so tied up with the audit and writing the audit report, or if it's an audit that somebody has done for us, you're going through all the information, and you might get to, obviously do do the solutions, but there's that sustainment piece is often missing for me, and also put that together with the organizational behaviors. It's you can change the way you do things maybe for that moment, but you have to think about process and systems and people's behavior to make that stick. So I think, for me, across such a broad area, I have about 80 countries, but I focus on kind of the 40 biggest ones. Taking the lead and putting that governance in place is really important for me. So if you have a major audit, especially ones where they involve customer complaints, and quality issues, is ensuring that governance is in place to check and drive that progress until you reach the resolution, but also you put in the extra work to make sure that our colleagues can sustain that, sometimes by changing the process or making the process digital so it's easier for them. I always say in quality, it's my job to make things easy for people to comply. If I see a process or a way of doing things and it's complicated and bureaucratic, you can tell people won't be able to follow that. They don't have time. So for me, it's about making things easy for people. I have colleagues across the globe. We have mechanics who are out every day. I want them to focus on the work that they're doing. And for me, it's about providing that active and value-added support, organising the governance, organising the reporting, keeping an eye on the progress until everything is closed out, but always making sure that the end result has satisfied the customer and hopefully rebuilt their confidence. And I just find all of that really rewarding.
So what I've heard you say, Abigail, through all of this is really the focus is on two things. One part is taking a step back from what you actually do and making sure the whole business understands customers, understands their satisfaction engagement or satisfactory engagements, as well as those that are less satisfied, complaints, and how we can change things internally to help continue to satisfy customers. And the other part is really very much inwards focused, because I like what you said, which is in quality, my role is to make it easy for others to comply and work. And it's really trying to put both hats in what can I do, but then
Yeah.
what can I how can I work with the organization so as they understand the importance of what they do? And this is really good
Yeah,
in
I
both
think,
aspects.
for me at the moment, my focus is to bring more out of what quality should be doing for the business, not only for our colleagues, but also for our leaders. I think, I often say this, I probably told you this last week. When we talk about ISO, some people kind of fall asleep and, they think it's about a certificate, but there's so much more to that. And that, I think, is our job as quality professionals to continually educate our leaders who may not have any quality background, to show them what we should be doing for them so that they can make effective risk-based decisions on all the elements that ISO covers without maybe mentioning ISO, so that we can help educate.
Absolutely. It's all about really the whole business management system, the whole systems thinking as an organization, and how they can work and integrate different groups of people, different teams, different departments with one key focus to make sure our customers internally and externally
Yes,
feel the passion for the organization's mission to deliver something that add value internally and externally. I love it.
absolutely.
I love it. Um, Abigail, you're very busy. You said you're a person that works long hours, but you bring it with so much passion and enjoyment. Where do you get your inspiration from? How do you keep yourself up to date with what's happening in the market?
Oh, a variety of ways. I keep up to date with my CQI professionals, and thanks to you, we now have a group in this region, so that's great. There's lots of information coming through. There are the SIGs on LinkedIn. I'm an avid LinkedIn user. I'm also an ambassador for my company on LinkedIn, so I'm always posting on there. But I'll reach out to anybody if I don't have all the answers. Nobody has all the
Mhm.
answers. So, I like to reach out to other people and, maybe give a question, or, I want to question my approach. I like to be questioned. And actually, my colleague Sarah, who you met last week, I encouraged her when I recruited her, you need to challenge me. I don't have all the answers, and I may be thinking in one way, and I know want different perspectives. And believe me, she does challenge me. So that helps with my development and hers.
I'm a strong believer as well, is when people, the more people challenge you, if you know that you're implementing the right policy, let's say, the more you're challenged about it, the more the way you explain the policy becomes more succinct, more
Yes,
focused, and
yes.
gives the answers to people before they actually ask them. So, absolutely, the more it's challenged, the better it is. Um, Fantastic. Abigail, this is Abigail, the professional. So I'm going to ask you quick fire questions now. So as everybody gets to know Abigail, the person, the human behind this amazing career. So quick fire questions without thinking, just
Go
give me
for
your
it.
answer. Uh,
Okay.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Stronger the better.
Black. No milk, no sugar, hopefully.
I do have milk, not sugar, but I like good coffee. I have a machine in my kitchen. I have a proper bean to cup machine, so I'm an avid coffee drinker.
Fantastic. Coffee is the fuel of life. If I don't start with coffee, then I don't think the day is ready to begin. So totally agree with that. A train ride or a flight?
Like
And you're,
aero. I'm an aero enthusiast, and I
I
always
know,
look to see if there's a Rolls Royce on the casing.
and the flight is coming up soon. So you're coming back to the
Yes,
UK in a few days. So safe travels. Enjoy
thank you.
that trip as well. Cinema or theater?
Theatre.
Are you a big West End fan, or do you enjoy
No,
smaller theaters?
well, that depends. It depends what's showing. But the Dubai Theatre is amazing, and I've probably seen far more diverse things here than I have in the rest of my life. I'm always there, so they have amazing shows. So
Next time I visit Dubai, we have to
yes,
make it a plan to go to the
absolutely.
theater because I've
Yes.
never been. So I'm going to add that to
Oh,
my
it's
list.
amazing. It's amazing.
Perfect. And finally, a beach holiday or a city break?
Beach. I live in
And
Dubai. What can I say?
fantastic. Although I have to say, even though the sun was very strong and the heat and humidity was very high, I did sneak in an hour at the pool. I said that I can't just not do that. So
No, you can't not do that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also, I mean, Dubai is kind of city and beach, so we get the best of all worlds here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, Abigail, thank you so much for joining this conversation, for sharing your career journey and your insightful stories. This is truly appreciated. You have been listening to Rashad in Conversation with me, your host, Rashad Isa. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit subscribe, follow, or download as I bring you monthly guests from around the world to share their stories of the quality profession.